All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. First off, welcome back to the Pre-Market Live. It is Tuesday, September 27th. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic Monday evening. I know my Monday evening was a little bit more interesting than anticipated, and that is going to be because of the move that we saw in Bitcoin last night. As you guys saw me mention yesterday a few times, I said, hey, if we break this 19.3K level, we were in kind of this wedge on BTC, and we broke that wedge to the upside, guys. We had news last night that Sam Bankman-Fried's brokerage or exchange FTX, guys, purchased the assets of Voyager, which was a pretty big deal. I believe the settlement or the purchase price was $50 million. That's a pretty big deal, guys. And for the crypto space, I think that is a view of maybe some stability. Sam himself going on a continued buying spree, and we saw Bitcoin pop accordingly, right? Currently up 5.4%, up 10% the last 48 hours, guys. And because of that, as you guys know, I took the Coinbase calls overnight last night. I was in a high confidence trade on those yesterday, and I ended up carrying half the position overnight because I still felt it had a lot of validity. And obviously I mentioned a few times yesterday about how we saw kind of a pretty consistent bidder in the chat. So just kind of going over my plan on coin. First off, guys, these overnights, this is going to be a huge move, right? These premiums, you can't just account for where the price is at versus where it was yesterday and where those premiums were at. That's a decent gauge, but you have to remember, like, Bitcoin is pumping. The market overall is a lot more, upside heavy this morning, right? We have S&P 500 up over 1%, Q's up over, 1 and 1.4%. So we'll definitely see. I think these should be probably a 2x off the open, if not more. When it comes to coin, we need to break through this area at 66.50. This is a big key level, guys. If we can reclaim 66.50 on the hourly, guys, I do think we can see 72 plus. So that would be into the 69 range first, and then $72 target above. However, I do think we're going to face some pretty stiff resistance at the 66.50 level, into the 67.20. That would be my first target above 66.50, right? But 66.50 is really that big level where we saw the larger scale breakdown. So over 66.50, guys, I do think we would see 67.42, and then upside 69.12 up into 72.11, right? And if we come out and look at the daily, you can see that those are kind of the key levels as well. Obviously, we have very strong demand at that 58.59 level, and that's where we bounced off yesterday. And then what do you know? We happened to get this Coinbase news or this FTX news last night. That's only going to add fuel to the fire on that front, right? So we are up 6.02%. Like I said, I think this should be bagger plus off open, if not, a two bagger off the open directly. So that should be fantastic. That's a great way to start. And let's not discount the fact that in this market, taking triple-digit wins, multi-triple-digit wins overnight in trades like this is a dream, right? So my goal is not to squander that, right? So the plan here for me is clean half, keep half, right? So what do I mean by that? Clean half, keep half. Sell half, pretty much directly off open, first 5 minutes, and then I'll let half work. But I'm gonna make sure I at least secure a huge win here on, like I said, the amount of contracts that I'm comfortable with scaling, right, which is going to be a little bit over half, right? Again, this market, you never really know, and one of the main reasons that I want to make sure I lock in some profits, I'm going to go over the S&P 500 here, guys. This is a really important level, right? And 368 is going to be important, but what's going to be more important is, can we reclaim 370? Because if not, all we've done is bounce into resistance from yesterday on the S&P 500, right? We do have the 10-year yield down this morning. We do have the dollar pulling back a little bit, but it's going to be really, really important to note, can we get through this 370.40 level, right? If we can get through 370, guys, I think we can see that upside move into 375, maybe 377, right? It's not uncommon, right? When Jay Powell gave his speech after Jackson Hole, the Monday after was like choppy-ish, right? And then the Tuesday after was our big turnaround, quote unquote, Tuesday day, right? So keep in mind, that's going to be important. right? Is do we get that full kind of turnaround Tuesday? Do we see that move upside or not, right? And that's going to be what's really, really important in terms of the S&P, and that's going to kind of affect where I think, you know, coin's going to end up settling, right? As we get in 5 minutes until the open now, trading 65.50. So I'm going to be paying very close attention to this 370 level. If we get through that level, I think we'll see continuation. I'll be more inclined to keep some, but if we steady reject that key level at 370 off the open, I'm going to be more inclined to take a lot more profits on my overnight. If we break down under 367.5, that's where I think we kind of get into trouble again, right? Where we've just kind of double topped at this 370 resistance, and I think that's where we could see a further move down into the 364.38 range, right? So those are the SPY levels I'm going to be keeping a really close eye on, guys. 367.5, 370, and then downside target under 367.5 would be 365.30. And then that 364.38 level. So those are going to be the key levels for me to watch today, guys. Two names I'm going to be watching as well on upside watch would be Mara. We'll have to see if it can hold 1020. It doesn't look super strong to me initially, but it's holding 1020 for now. If it holds 1020 and breaks through that 1040 level, I do think we can see an upside move into like 1120 or so. And then other names that I am going to be watching, other name is Amazon, AMZN. I do like Amazon if it can get through this 118 spot. So those are going to be my upside watches for today, guys. It's pretty tight focus list. I'm planning on, my main focus right now is going to be taking some profits on coin off of the open. That's going to be a fantastic trade. I'm going to lock in some there and then kind of move forward and really gauge. Like I said, the biggest focus for me is, do we see the S&P 500 get through 371, or do we see it reject at that 370 mark again? And then do we see kind of that further, you know, downside pressure come in? So we'll have to see. It's going to be very, very important. But, you know, in this market, when it's a little bit weaker, you always have to side on the air of caution and make sure you lock in those gains. All right, guys. So that's going to be my plan for today. Really tight focus, Mara, Amazon, coin. And then, like I said, I think coin will offer its own A+ trade opportunity if we get SPY through 371. That's where I'd maybe look at like rolling out a little bit, maybe go to the 77s, something of that nature. All right, guys, so that's my plan for today. Very tight focus. Coin's going to be a fantastic trade-off open. Like I said, those should open 1x at least, and I'm thinking we could even get a 2x depending on how we open. But we'll see. We have 3 minutes until the open. I'm going to be trading that entire trade live on Discord Live Voice. Head over to the Discord, click that live trading channel, and we're going to go over that trade together as I scale out of the trade. All right, guys, I'll see you there. Peace.